In 1848, gold was discovered in America. In that year, and the one that followed, prospectors from all over the world flocked to California to seek their fortunes in the Great Gold Rush. 2 years later, in sleepy Buninyong, near Ballarat, Victoria, another gold rush began.
Until then, the main visitors to Ballarat had been sheep. But with the discovery of gold in 1851, people came from everywhere in the hope of finding quick riches. They came from England, Ireland, Germany, Italy, America, and China, as well as all parts of Australia. They set up their tents and began digging in the hard ground in search of gold. Everyone was equal: gentlemen, labourers, farmers, ex-convicts, and sons of noblemen.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Help! 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 Ah!
The work was hard, and many miners gave up after a couple of months and returned home still poor. Others were luckier and found huge nuggets worth more money than they'd ever imagined.
By law, Queen Victoria owned all of the land in Australia, and the governor decided that for the privilege of mining and keeping the gold they found, the miners should pay a license fee of 30 shillings a month. This license fee had to be paid by all the miners, whether they found gold or not, and the miners thought it was unfair, especially the unlucky ones.
The Gold Commissioner sent troopers after the miners to make sure they all had licenses. This caused a good deal of ill feeling, and often fights broke out between troopers and miners.
Hey you! Show me your license or pay.
No way, I ain't paying.
Let go! Oh! Ooh. You're going to jail. Put your hands up.
In October 1854, a miner named Scobie was murdered near the Eureka Hotel. The diggers felt that the hotel keeper, Bentley, was guilty of the murder, and when the charges against him were dropped, they burnt down the hotel.
Later, at a public meeting on Bakery Hill, the miners formed the Ballarat Reform League and sent a deputation to the governor demanding the right to vote, better conditions, and the abolition of licenses. The governor refused their demands. The miners responded by building a stockade to separate themselves from the police and troopers. They armed themselves against a possible attack, elected Peter Laylaw as their leader, and burned their licenses.
Inside the stockade, the miners raised the new flag featuring the Southern Cross on a blue background. The flag became known as the Eureka flag.
Miners, we swear by the Southern Cross to defend our rights and liberties. We don't care if it's treason or not. All we want is freedom and justice. We'll fight to our deaths if it comes to it. Well, we've had enough of this. We have so many strict troopers and the governors are just unfair. We should have a right to do everything.
At dawn on Sunday, December the 3rd, the troops attacked the stockade and, in the firing that followed, at least 30 miners were killed and 128 taken prisoner. 4 soldiers died in the attack.
exception of Peter Laylaw, who escaped during the fighting. The leaders of the miners were later tried for treason, but the charges were dismissed by the court and the men were allowed to go free. Following this, the monthly licenses were dropped, and for a fee of £1 per year, the miners were given the right to vote and mine for gold. In 1855, Peter Laylaw was elected to the Victorian Parliament, where he represented the people of Ballarat and brought about many improvements in their conditions.
I'm proud to be part of the Victorian Parliament and will uphold all miners' rights from this day forward.
The men who died at Eureka retain a unique place in Australian history. A monument to their memory now stands at Ballarat.
Learning about the Eureka Stockade, it's a lot of fun. So you just use Lego and a camera and you take pictures. It's sort of like making the very old style movies. You move the arm the smallest bit and then you take another picture, so when you're finished it looks like they're actually walking and moving their arms.